This is the Norton crystalline. It is made out of silicon carbide. Pretty much an oil stone. You can use it with water, but it works better with oil. Norton, India. This is one of the old ones that was made in the USA. I've had this guy for a while. Again, pretty much an oil stone. You can use it with water, but works better with oil. The difference between these two stones is the way they were, I guess they're bonded. This one is friable. As you sharpen, this stone releases grit. This stone, as you sharpen, no grit is released, no matter how much pressure you put down. This thing is hard and will not shed grit no matter what. That's true on both sides. To use this stone properly, you really need to condition the surface of the stone. And when I say condition, I mean you need to take some silicon carbide powder, like this, sprinkle it on some flat glass or a flat surface that won't get damaged. And you need to lap the top of the surface until the texture becomes rough. The roughness texture on the surface will help determine how aggressive the stone cuts. Can it cut if it's smooth? Absolutely, but it's going to be a slow process. When you texture it and you condition it, it really shines. Both these stones are roughly $20 to $30 ballpark US. I picked this up from Blade HQ along with this. Now this is a Schrade old timer is what they're calling it. It is silicon carbide, just like the Norton. It has a coarse and fine side. It's a combination stone. As you can see, it's a little bit smaller. This is an 8-inch stone. This is 6 inches. This stone is more like the Norton India in terms of the bonding. This stone does not shed grit on the coarse side. However, the fine side does. It doesn't shed it as much as the Norton does, but it does shed grit. The coarse side especially needs to be conditioned before you use it. If you leave this thing unconditioned and it's smoothed out and glazed, as you sharpen your knife, you're going to find things go pretty doggone slow. The smooth, or the fine side rather, is a little different because it does shed grit. You don't have to condition it. However, it does benefit from conditioning. I took this stone when I first purchased it this afternoon and conditioned both sides. I chamfered the edges, chamfered the corners, chamfered everything I could find, and I've been letting it soak in water. Because this stone is so hard, just like the Norton India, it would probably benefit from oil instead of using water. The same is true for this aluminum oxide Dan's whetstone. It would probably benefit from oil instead of using water on it. It's similar in hardness to the Norton India. However, it doesn't quite feel like that ceramic glass kind of feel this thing has. It even rings like ceramic. This one doesn't have the same sound. Both of these stones were $8 a piece, so you're looking at $16 total. Each of these stones is roughly $25 a piece, so you're looking at roughly $50 for both of these. So if you're on a tight budget, but you want to try freehand sharpening, you could pick both of these stones up under 20 bucks and you got a solid beginner set. You got coarse, fine, and then ultra fine if you want to look at it that way. So I'm going to show both of these stones in use tonight. Show the synergy between the two. We're going to use D2 steel, cutting the edge off. Instead of using strictly water or strictly oil, I'm going to use a mixture of both. This is 4 parts water, 2 parts dish soap, 2 parts baby oil. This is going to be my lubricant for the stone. It's a little easier to clean up than just straight oil. Now this is the coarse side. I'm not sure what the grit rating is. I'd say it's probably around 150. And I've already got a burr. Now, as I said, I did condition this stone, so the texture is very, very coarse. Pressure, I'm only using the weight of my hands. Again, I've got a burr. As you can see, this stone is extremely aggressive and extremely fast. I'm going to go ahead and cut the burr off as best I can. Do a quick cut test. This is immediately after the coarse stone. Very, very aggressive. Very, very toothy. It is not a refined edge at all. The scratch pattern is very coarse. It is a very quick stone. It created a burr extremely fast. You can see in the light just how aggressive and toothy that is. I'm going to move on to the fine side now. We've got a burr. Got a burr on both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and break it off and we'll do another cut test. This is after the fine. Still a really coarse edge, but smoother than where it was. Once again, show you the scratch pattern. This is the fine side. My camera will cooperate with us. So that Schrade stone by itself can produce a really nice edge. But if you want to take it a step further, you can get something like this aluminum oxide man-made stone from Dan's Whetstones. And we're going to clean up these scratches and get a little bit more refinement out of this knife. So this is the scratches from the Dan's Whetstone. This is the fine side of the Schrade. I hope the camera's picking up the difference. Now with this stone, just like the other one, you can use oil or water, or you can use a concoction of both. With the oil-water mixture, there's less friction. I feel the stone biting the steel, but it's not as grippy. So this is after the aluminum oxide stone. I did run the knife across bare leather. Now I'm going to strop it on leather with metal polish. That brightened up the polish quite a bit. It definitely improved the cutting performance as well. There's a higher keenness now. Took a really nice bright polish. That's actually got some luster to it. Just goes to show, all you need is a little bit of metal polish and a piece of leather to get some really nice looking edges. Obviously this isn't going to win any awards, but for what it is, it's a $16 edge. That ain't bad at all. If you guys have any questions or comments, as always, leave them below. I appreciate you watching. Y'all have a good one.